Hello, everyone. If you like stories about little animals and big people, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We've got a wonderful one for you tonight.
Okay, get all snuggled in. Tonight's story is called Mica the Stargazer, the story of a cat and a falling apple. Are you ready? Let's dive in.
Our story begins with a very curious cat. His name is Mica, and he's this beautiful silver tabby. But you know, Mica isn't just any cat. Oh no. He loves to dress up in a big, white, curly wig and a dark scholar's coat, just like the super smart thinkers from way, way back in the olden days. So, picture this. One lovely evening, in a beautiful apple orchard, the sun was just starting to set, painting the whole sky with these amazing colors, like orange and purple. And right there, underneath a big, friendly apple tree, our hero, Mica, was all curled up, taking a nice, peaceful nap. But his nap wasn't going to stay so peaceful for very long. Something was about to happen that was just a little bit bumpy. See, way, way up high, right above Mica's fluffy little head, a little red apple was hanging from its branch. It was perfectly round and ripe, and it just wiggled a little bit in the soft evening breeze. The little apple wiggled one last time, and then, whoosh! It decided it was time for an adventure. It let go of its branch and started to fall, tumbling down, down, down through the air. Bump! Can you believe it? The little red apple landed with a soft little thump right in the middle of Mica's big, white, curly wig. Oh my goodness! Mica's eyes popped wide open. His nap was definitely over. Well, Mica blinked his eyes and wiggled his nose. At first, he was a little bit grumpy. I mean, who likes being woken up by an apple? But then he looked at the apple that had bopped him on the head, and he wasn't grumpy anymore. He was curious. Very, very curious. And you know what happens when Mica gets curious, right? His mind just fills up with a whole world of questions, and every single one needs an answer. So, with the little apple tucked gently under his paw, Mica padded off to his cozy study. It was his absolute favorite room, filled with tall stacks of books and a giant blackboard. You know, the kind that's perfect for thinking really big thoughts. He looked down at the apple, and then he looked at the floor. And this huge question just popped right into his head. Why? Why do things always fall down? Why don't they fall up? Or maybe sideways? So he picked up a piece of chalk with his little paw and started to draw on the blackboard. He drew a little arc to show how the apple tumbled through the air, and then a long, straight line showing it falling right to the ground, or, well, in his case, right onto his head. Mica just knew there had to be a reason for this. There was a secret to why things fall, and he was absolutely determined to figure it out. So where do you go to find secrets? Well, Michael left his study and went to his most favorite place in the entire world, the library. Oh, it was such a grand, quiet place, with shelves that were so tall they looked like they touched the ceiling, and they were all just filled with the most wonderful books. And as he was looking all around, he noticed something amazing. High up on one of the shelves, a single book was glowing with this soft, warm light. He climbed up ever so carefully, and he saw the title on the side. It said, Gravity. As soon as he opened that glowing book, everything suddenly made sense. It just clicked. His eyes got so wide with wonder. Of course, he whispered to himself. The apple and the moon, they both listened to the very same secret. And that secret, well, it had a name. It was called gravity. It's like a big, invisible hug that the earth gives to everything, pulling it close so nothing floats away. That's what pulled the apple down from the tree. But, Mica's discovery about that one little apple, it was about to get much, much bigger. Because it wasn't just about apples. It was about the stars, too. He looked down at the glowing book in his paws, and then he looked up and out the huge library window. The sun had gone to sleep, and the night sky was just filled with millions and millions of beautiful twinkling stars. And right then, for the very first time, Mica understood. That same invisible hug that pulled the apple to the ground was also the secret that kept the moon dancing around the earth and our earth dancing around the sun. the whole big world, it suddenly made a little more sense. Mica just sat there for a long, long time, looking up at all the stars. His fluffy tail swayed slowly back and forth. He was just as happy and content as a little cat could ever be. And it was all because of a little red apple and the very big secret that he had just learned. And that was the story of Mica the Stargazer. Wasn't that a wonderful adventure? If you liked our story, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the little bell so you won't miss our next one. We also love to read your comments, so please leave us a message. Your encouragement is what keeps us going and helps us keep telling these stories. This is Bedtime 5 Minutes. Little animals, big people. Good night, everyone, and sweet dreams.